Hey guys, welcome back to Millennial Fashionista TV. For today's video, I thought it'd be a great opportunity to film the second trimester update since we're in the thick of the third trimester. Actually, we're nearing the end. To be honest, I'm in my 38th, going into my 39th week here in a few days. So I thought I would give you guys a little update about symptoms, what I did during the second trimester. Of course, the majority of my pregnancy has been during COVID, so that's been an interesting change. Parker was not able to attend a lot of the doctor's appointments, and there were just other things that we had to consider throughout all of this, which made it even more adventurous than it already has been. Overall, I would categorize the second trimester as the sweet spot because I definitely had a lot more energy compared to my first trimester, and the bump started showing, but it wasn't big enough to make it uncomfortable yet. And because the bump started showing, of course, we had to get some maternity clothing to ensure that, we still look cute even though we had a bump and things were changing. I actually wrote a blog post with some of my favorite things that helped in terms of comfort and just overall well-being during this entire pregnancy. Even though the second trimester was pretty much great overall, that's when my heartburn started, just because, baby was growing and pushing on things. And because I've been working with midwives, everything has been a little bit more natural. So one thing that they recommended, which actually has helped me a lot, and I know some of you messaged me on Instagram saying that they helped you too, were the papaya enzymes. They were really helpful, especially after meal times and whenever really I was starting to get heartburn in the morning or at night. Taking 3 of those tablets, which I'll link below, was really helpful in calming everything down and being able to keep things from coming back up, because sometimes with heartburn I tended to get nauseous, but like I said, those really helped with tempering all of those symptoms. It was during those second trimester months that we also prepped a lot. We did a lot of reading, we got a lot of things for baby. I know we got her little nook in our room set up. Especially living in a small 2-bedroom apartment, there's not much room to have a nursery or that yet, so we had to work with what we got. Basically what we have in her little nook is a snoo bassinet, a changing table, and her dresser, and then we've got a breastfeeding section with a chair and a little lamp. We didn't really take anything out of boxes or anything till the third trimester, but it was during the second trimester where we did a lot of preparation and getting things ready and setting up our registry. And then we eventually had our baby shower in the third trimester. Especially not having to attend physical classes in law school, all of it was really moved online. So we had a little bit more freedom. I didn't have to get up and get ready. I was able to get rest when I needed it. And it really helped with getting things prepared. It was almost a blessing, honestly. I know the whole coronavirus thing kind of turned the world upside down, but for this particular season in our lives, it was helpful not having to do certain things and having the freedom to do it in our own time and get everything ready for Clara. Since the second trimester, we did a lot of preparation. We also listened to a lot of audiobooks, and some of my personal favorites were Ina May's Guide to Childbirth, HypnoBirthing, the Attachment Parenting book, and Ina May's Guide to Breastfeeding, which, wow, the Ina May's Guide to Breastfeeding, there is a lot of information packed in there, and I'm not sure if I can remember everything because I didn't realize that breastfeeding can be so intense and there's a lot of steps and things to consider. So we may have to do a little recap on that in the next few days. But those books were really helpful in just getting our mindset ready and just getting us to consider things that we didn't necessarily consider before. Of course, I had my brother who I was around him quite a bit when he was a baby. so I got to have like a hands-on experience, but I think it's still different when you're a parent versus an older sibling. Yes, I saw it and I'm familiar with the things, but I wouldn't say I necessarily considered all the ins and outs when I was just really following my parents' directions. So I prefer them in Audible, like in audiobook style on Audible, because it's just easier while you're in the car. We're both listening to them, Parker and I, and I'm able to understand them better rather than having like a physical copy. If you prefer a physical copy, they're also available that way too. If you want to go more of the natural route of labor and pregnancy and delivery, I would highly recommend Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. She's actually a midwife. And then HypnoBirthing, which I know it sounds like new agey and stuff, which technically it can be, but I think more so than that, it just teaches you how to put yourself in the mindset of like having a calm and happy birth rather than everyone talking about pain and epidurals and all of that. It just teaches you how to changes your mindset to think about birth a different way and how to practice techniques which will get you in a better mindset to have that natural delivery if you want that. Because the bump was growing during spring and summer months, I found dresses to be the most practical for me and easiest to put on personally. So I had a lot of Pink Plush maternity dresses, and I like the bodycon dresses. They have the ruching on the side, but they're also form-fitting, and then throwing on a kimono to make it a little bit more flattering. It's just comfortable and it's stretchy and it's breathable material, so it makes it really easy to move around and you're not feeling constrained or anything. So a lot of the stuff I wore during second and even now into the third trimester were a lot of dresses. Like I said, it's just the most comfortable thing for me. And I feel like during spring and summer, that's what I typically gravitate towards anyway. I wear a lot more dresses rather than jeans and things like that. Also, in my blog post that I wrote about my favorite things during pregnancy, I have those listed. So I'll link that below with all of my favorite things that made me more comfortable, and just I talk about the dresses that I wore in my favorite things blog post that I wrote a few weeks back, and just I list a few things that have made it a more enjoyable experience overall, including the papaya enzymes that I talked about a little bit ago. That's all I have for you with my second trimester update video. Like I said, it was overall a really enjoyable time because I had a lot more energy and things were way different than first trimester. And if you guys ever want to chat or more information on any of the things I talked about, feel free to reach me. I have all of my social media info on my channel as well as my email. And if you haven't already done so, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell button to get notified every time I post a video, because that third trimester update is coming soon too. Thank you guys for watching. Kisses, besos, Pupici.
Far from this place, don't let